you. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to be adding adventure and play to your day, to our day, by going on a whimsical decor tour, homemade edition of my apartment, of the things that I have made to create whimsy and joy to my space. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I've already done a whimsical decor tour of whimsical, fun, joyful things that in my apartment that I did not make. And I have the link to that video down below. In this video, it is homemade edition. So these are things that I made myself, but it could give you some inspiration if you want to create fun and whimsical and joyful things for your space. And I think that's kind of a double win, right? You have fun making the things, and then you have fun and joyful things in your space too. So let's get to it. First up, I have my Velociraptor skull lamp. I made this in two parts. I have the head part, and then I made the casing for the light bulb, which goes inside the head, like so. So I made this back when I was in the School of Art and Design in undergrad. To assemble it together, I used a mix of glue. I forget what kind of glue I used, unfortunately, because this was a long time ago. And then I used little screws to put it all together. Anyway, it just goes like this. Da-da. And the cool part is that you can move the mouth. So if you want to make it go bigger, smaller. So it kind of goes like that. Ah, very nice, very nice. Okay, well, also, as you can tell, if you watched my other video too, or my other videos, I love dinosaurs, so this was really fun to make. You can make whatever thing you want if you want to make a lamp, and you don't need any fancy equipment, really. I just hand sawed this in my dorm, so you don't need anything really fancy. You don't need a plasma cutter, which a lot of the other people in my class did, but I decided to just do it in my dorm because, as Michael Scott said in The Office,
I'm going to make this way harder than it needs to be.
So it is possible. If you want to make a lamp, I think all I had were just sheets of acrylic, and then I just made plans, and then I just cut them out. And here you go. I have a Velociraptor lamp, which I think is super cool and adds a lot of cool joy, whimsy to my space. All right, let's get on to the next thing. This next stop has multiple parts to this stop because I have multiple things of this nature, which is, as you can see behind me, is a painting, abstract painting, which I made. And so I have more than one, so there's multiple stops to this stop, parts to this stop. Yes, so isn't it cute? I made this one a few years ago. I have to say that making abstract paintings are super fun to do. I think I might do a video on doing abstract paintings because I think the process is so much fun because you get to kind of get messy and just, it's very freeing. I know that sometimes it can cause some people to get anxious because there's not like a set rule. And sometimes, you know, everyone's different. But if you're someone who just likes to kind of get in there and get a little messy and to feel that freedom, I feel like making abstract paintings is the way to go. And I feel like no matter what, it always turns out super cool, even if it's not exactly what you imagined it would look like. This one was cool because I kind of put different layers on it. I have some parts where I started to kind of draw something, but then I would block it out with color. And then there's parts of it where I would just put paint on and then I'd scrape it across. So I feel like this brings a lot of fun and a lot of color and a lot of happiness and joy to my living room space. So let's go on to the next part. Let's go on to the next part of the stop of abstract paintings. Hi! Ooh, I have to stand on my tippy toes a little bit. So this is the second part of the second stop of abstract paintings. This is the next one I've done. This one kind of has a similar vibe to the one I had in the living room. It's smaller. This one I don't have the scraping across thing. I kind of went a little more wild and bonkers on the other one. This one I remember because this was I also made a couple of years ago. I also I had there's a I think a bouquet of flowers in front of me, and so I kind of have the lines where I kind of started to draw it, but then I kind of deconstructed it and then filled in some spaces on top of it, and I kept kind of turning the canvas around too. I think I'm definitely going to do a video on abstract painting at some point because it is really fun and cool. This is the oldest abstract painting. Well, probably not the oldest. I probably made someone when I was a kiddo, but where I intentionally wanted to create an abstract painting, I think, to my knowledge. This is the oldest one I did. I did this in the School of Art and Design with the Velociraptor head. And this kind of inspired me to make the other ones and to continue making abstract paintings because it is so much fun. I tried to kind of play with layering of things, so kind of have things stand out, some things be underneath with patterns, kind of filling in spaces and negative space. I played around with some texture too. This one I do kind of have kind of some scraping. I kind of drew a little bit here, made some patterns, made some swirls, some kind of thicker paint here and there. I think it turned out really cool looking, and I'm so glad I did this one and that I just kept going because it is really fun. Alright, so next stop, I have my pillows. I did not make the pillow, but I did make the pattern for the pillow because another cool fun thing, which I'll probably also do a video on, is printmaking. And so I made the print, these little sunflowers, these little suns. You can go either way with it. My initial plan was to make suns, but I'm like, these also look like sunflowers too, so it could go either way. But I remember that I really wanted to find a pattern or a fabric that had a pattern of a sun or suns, like this, where it was kind of had that block print feel. And I wanted it in yellow, and I just could not find it anywhere. I couldn't find what I wanted. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make it myself then, since I can't find it. And so I block printed these. If you've never done a block print or a lino cut print before, what it basically is you have I guess you could use different types of things, but what I used was kind of a linoleum block and you kind of carve it. And so it kind of looks like a big stamp. So you carve your own stamp, which is basically what it is. And then you stamp it on paper or, in this case, fabric pillowcases. So I just got white pillowcases. I carved out these stamps myself, and then I just stamped them on. Actually, I have some footage of when I made this. When did I make this? A year ago? Yes, so roll the footage. I love this so much. I love how it turned out. I feel like this really brings a lot more joy and whimsy to my bedroom. I feel like it complements the wallpaper that I had, which was in my other decor tour video, my wallpaper. And I also just made a whole roll of fabric with these prints, and I just made a bench to put in front of my bed at my mom's house, which I will show you right now. But anyway, I feel like this is a really cool and fun way to kind of jazz up any sort of space. So if you have pillows, it doesn't have to be pillows, but if you want to add, I don't know, a cover for a duvet, or if you want to print on a quilt, or if you do want to print on pillows, pillowcases, I think that's a really fun way to add some fun and joy. And it can be whatever you want. It could be suns, it can be, I don't know what you like. It could be food or animals or, as I said, whatever you want, you can create the stamp. I love this a lot. Highly recommend to print on fabric. So let's go on to the next thing. Now I have a whole gallery wall of some cool things that I made, except for ignore this. I still have to print and put it up here. It's been like this for a while and I I have to get on that. I have a print. So since we were just at prints but on fabric, the next stop is now print on paper. And so I have four. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. I have four. I have this up here, which is a print of some peonies, which are one of my favorite flowers ever. I think they're so gorgeous. Another one here is a cute little birdie, a little sandpiper on the beach with its little toesies in the water a little bit. And I have this one, which is my dog Honey and I snuggling up together. And the last one down here is some dim sum, specifically hargao, because that's my favorite dim sum. And so once again, printmaking, super fun, this time on paper. So fabric, yes. Paper, yes. As you can see, super fun. I will definitely make a video on printmaking. It is great, it is fun, and it's cool, and you can make prints of whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel happy. Yeah, you can print those kinds of things on, put it on your wall as well. The next stop is, I sound like I'm on the metro or something. Next stop is, oh, but anyway, as you can tell, there's other things here other than prints, which is the next stop. So I'm not moving. This is the next stop already. Is mixed media, which is a super fun thing to do, and it looks super cool. Mixed media, if you don't know what it is you just put a lot of different types of mediums onto whatever. What I have it on canvas, but so for example, I have tinfoil, I have paint, I have markers, I have glitter, I have masking tape, I have butterfly, I reprinted the bird and have it up there again too. Do I have anything else? I have some newspaper print, magazine cutouts. Mixed media is kind of like crazy, fun, all-in collage in a way. It's not always that, but I guess these two are kind of that. And I think that for the most part, if you hear collage, you think of cutting out pieces of magazines and pasting it on something, which you can do, which is actually some foreshadowing because that's my next stop. But for this, it's kind of a lot more than that. You can put magazine prints, which I have here, but you can paint over it, can glue stuff on it, and just go crazy. But anyway, so I think prints are cool for maybe if you like more precision, more neatness, more, that kind of vibe. And then with this, if you just want to kind of throw a bunch of stuff on and see what happens. And I mean, for me, I like all of it because I guess it depends on what kind of mood you're in. So if you're someone who likes both, just kind of tap in what am I feeling? What mood am I in? Do I want to kind of just go wild and just throw stuff on something, or do I want to kind of make something cool and carve? I don't know. That's your life. But anyway, hello. So next stop is the collage. And so I made this a really long time ago with one of my friends, my friend Amy. And so we did, the collage thing where you go and you have a bunch of magazines and you just cut out whatever you think is interesting. Anyway, this is a super fun thing to do. If you're not quite ready to do a mixed media piece and you want to kind of start off maybe a little simpler, you can always do this. You just need some Mod Podge, some magazines, and some scissors. And I think that this turned out really well and it was super fun to make. And I probably will also do a video on making this kind of collage because, you know what? It's fun. And yeah. Next up is my little tiny dinosaur houseplant treehouse. I was going to video it where I usually put it, which is on my windowsill, but when I tried to, my face was completely in the dark because it was silhouetted against the window. So I'm bringing it over here, but that's where it usually is, on the windowsill over there. Um, but anyway, I had so much fun making this. If you haven't seen the video of me making this, check it out. I have the link down below if you want to check out me making this tiny little houseplant treehouse for my little dinosaurs. Some of them fell over because I'm moving it around a lot, but um, I think this adds a lot of fun and whimsy to my space. I have a little tea light inside, so it looks like somebody's home when I turn it on at night. And this is definitely a double win. It was fun to make and it's fun to have. And you can make it just like this, or you can make it a lot simpler than this. You can make it out of cardboard and make it tiny and just kind of place it somewhere on your house plant, or you can place it anywhere. You don't have to have dinosaurs. You can have tiny people or pet rocks, or I don't even know. You don't have to have anything in there either. You can also make it more complicated than this. You can have multiple floors and platforms and drawbridges and rope bridges, and I don't know, you can go crazy with this. It's really fun. Um, Highly recommend. Thank you so much for coming on my whimsical decor tour homemade edition with me today to add more adventure and play to our day. I think I'll definitely be making videos on abstract painting, printmaking, maybe mixed media, also collage perhaps too. So many ideas, so much fun to be had. Uh, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it gave you some inspiration to have a double win, to have fun making things, but then also bring more joy and fun to your space by having those things in your environment. So I will catch you on the flippity flip.